Hello everybody, Brad Pointer here with a game called Duskers. Now, let me tell you how much I love this game. I have recorded 8 episodes of this game, and yet this is the first one that you are seeing. Every other one of them, with the exception of a couple, had some kind of technical glitch that I would not realize until it was already done, and sometimes it was in the editing process, sometimes it was in right after the recording when I was checking the video, sometimes it was just craziness, and I've tried all kinds of things, but now I think I finally have everything lined up to where this wonderful game can be presented by me to you in the best possible way. Now, we're going to jump right in. No, we've already done that. And here's what the thing is. We are traveling through space, and something seems to have wiped out all the people in space, except for yours truly. We are traveling through in a salvage vessel, cargo class, version 1. We have low fuel. We've only got 6 days of fuel. We've got one crew, which is us. We are going to initiate the emergency distress sequence. We have found 4 vessels, and we are going to initiate contact with the vessels and acquire necessary resources for the travel. That's our whole thing, is we're trying to find out what happened. Why are all the people gone? So we're just going to jump right in here. Externally modified log detected. Would you like to read? Yes. Summary of primary objectives. Gather intel logs from derelict spacecraft. Those are our clues. Gather the resources necessary for survival, and search for survivors, or survivors, as the case may be. If objectives cannot be completed, recommended action, initiate a reset. So let me tell you a few things that I have learned just real quick before we start. 1, if you play the game and you want to start over from scratch without doing reset, is a pain, okay, because you end up not being able to go through this little sector again, and you start off somewhere and you're thrown right into the fire without any type of what do I want to say, help. You're just thrown in, and here you are. Good luck, chump. So let's see what we got in as far as here. They start you off with this type of thing. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. They start you off with this type of configuration, but generally they won't give you motion or interface or sensor, or especially they won't give you 2 of them when you do a reset. The other thing is it's tougher. So, and I wanted to show you this from the beginning. So how to do that? You have to delete the game from Steam, remove the delete local content from Steam. Then you have to search for Duskers and delete that folder. And once that folder is deleted, when you go back in, everything is happy again. Because if you don't, it saves every time you exit. Whether you know, this is not a multiple save. This is definitely a roguelike type thing. So I do have a pristine playthrough where there's a bunch of resets, but that is on another laptop, and that's kind of my personal experience into this game. So as you can imagine, having recorded 8 episodes of it, some of them with multiple ships, I've gained a small bit of experience in this game. So now I'll quit talking about all that jazz, and we'll get into the game itself. The game itself is pretty awesome. Keyboard. You might as well throw your mouse out the window once you hit the play button to get the game started. It is all keyboard all the time, and it's lovely. Now, we're going to do this real quick and just jump in here because we know that this one's okay. So here we go. The scanning is inconclusive, so the initial scan didn't detect any rooms for us. That's okay. No infestations. It's good hull integrity. It's only 19 whatever old. It's stable. Its name is the Gerfalcon, and it's a government Class C personal transport with a crew of 6 with no uncorrupted communications. So we are going to start by typing begin, because that's also very close to, what do we say? Start. So begin. Here we go. Now, 1. I don't know if I've just made any sense. I don't think I did. That's okay though, because sometimes making sense is very overrated. So here we go. We're going to swap because we found a disabled drone. That's happy. Oh, he has pry. How interesting. That's a, I don't know. That's not as useful. I mean, it's good in an emergency situation. So what I'll probably do is stash it, and then if everybody dies, if I get pry and a shield and a gun, then I can do a lot of things with that. But this one has nobody in it, and so while we'll never do this again, right now we're going to type open all. Type open all. Yes. Whew. This brain of mine today, fellers, we are not having an agreement with how to run the mouth type unit. So, oh yeah, we've got a good thing here. So we're going to gather all, because gather all is what gets us our scrap, and fuel is what keeps us rolling through the galaxy, because everything breaks, everything will need repairs, everything wears out. It's just, entropy. That's what it is. It's freaking entropy. So now we're going to gather. We're going to wish that we had a scan unit, because scan is so handy, it's not even funny. So all drones to the yep. So we are pretty much done. We need to go back into room 1 and gather that scrap. Scan tells you everything that's in the room, like, because there's hidden scrap in here, and we know there's hidden scrap in this place somewhere, and we can't find it without a scanner or a ship scan or some luck when we're coming into the vessel on the initial scan. So we're going to go ahead and gather, and then we are going to end, which sends everybody back to the house. I'm going to send them A1, close that door, and we're going to exit. Now, I think that we're going to take a moment and drone config here for a minute. Drone config, get down here, and you get that pry off of you, okay? We don't need that yet. We've got other things that we can do. So we're going to, let's see, which one looks cooler? This one or this one? This one? This one? What do we got? It doesn't matter. We're going here. And we're going to board ship. And we're going to do it again. Enter, enter, enter. Get them, get them, get them. Infestation types is 1. It's good. It's stable. It is a government C. Civic enforcement. Ooh, neat. So that might be a cop car. Sweet. Get your behind in gear and deploy more security. That's good. I'm literally overwhelmed. You need to convince them our yang actions aren't going to change a dang thing. Automation of the factory is happening. End of the year. Rick, use force. Wow. I don't care which way you decide to do it, as long as it gets done, and it gets done fast. Oh, those strikes are getting out of hand, Gregson. Gregson's boss is a jerk. Okay, so let's begin. Because we've been working on the railroad all the livelong day, just to drone the drone away. Okay, one. Here we go. Up and down and set to all around. Yes, okay. So now 3. You need to N3. R3. And then we hit the semicolon and tell it to also interface. See how it's got the interface on it over there on number 3. Mr. Matt, get over here and do me a solid. Interface that thing. Yes, okay, so we have ship scan, we have defense, and we have the interface list. So we know that there's a disabled drone in room 2. We don't know what's anyplace else, so we're going to do a ship scan. Ooh, and we got all kinds of goodies. That's yummy. R4 found some new items, so that's handy. That's handy. Okay, but all we know that R2 is a no bueno. So what we need to do, we actually, you know what? Let's do that. One. Watch this. Swap. Now, you, number 1, you get the motion, alright, and the interface, because you can do both at once while sitting still, and that's handy. And 1, now, I'm going to do a motion sensor on number 3. So we need to go out here, motion. Alright, so now we know that the bad guy is already in R4, which is very handy for us, because now we shall type defense. And you see the little turret icon here, the little blue thing that looks like, I don't know, kind of a dude doing an arm stand. Yeah. And defense in room 4. Oh, sensor deactivated R4. What? Oh. Sensor activated R4. Huh. Oh, okay. The sensor, the actual trip sensor. I get it. Okay, it took me a second because, you know, a lot of times I'm just like, yay. So, defense. No, we're going to open D8. No. We're going to first power off the defense. Then we're going to open D8. Because if it walks into the room and the defense shoots it right as it walks in, it blocks the door. And we don't want any of the doors blocked if we can help it. It's a bad thing, because then if one of them gets loose on you and you've got a bunch of blocked doors between you and the critters, it's just game over for at least somebody. I mean, you might be quick enough to get one of them out before everything dies, but I'm not. While we're waiting, we'll go down here and tell him to gather everything. Okay. Alright. And over here. Alright, looks like we're good. And it looks like both R2 and R4 are good. So we're going to go ahead and D4 it up. Take number 3, who... Actually, we're going to take number 1. Ha ha ha. We're going to pull our trick again. Swap. And we're going to borrow your toe. Hey, thanks, buddy. Oh, but it's a completely busted drone. Ah, crap. And you've got another gather. So we're going to take it, but we're not going to leave it on there, of course. I mean, I don't know how this is going to work with 2 gathers on the same drone. So I'm going to go down here. Oh. Oh man, I sure am glad that I turned that defense off. Whew, that could have been so bad. It could have been so terrible. So when that critter came in, you see the purple stuff on the floor there? That is him being dead. And all that scrap that he dropped was scrap that he dropped. So we're going to gather all. We're going to spell gather properly. We're going to spell it properly and add all. There we go. And it autofills for you. So there's absolutely no excuse for being as bad at this as I am. Especially when I just was talking about how video games had taught me how to type. They taught me how to type enough to get by. They did not. I mean, I've written 2 books, and that's part of the reason why they take me years, is because my fingers can't keep up with my brain very well. They try, but you know, it happens. So I just typed that twice because. And why did I do that? Close it. What the heck am I doing? Oh, am I nuts? That was dumb. I need to think about what I am doing. Lord have mercy. Okay, so let's think about this. Now close D8. Foolish mortal. Okay, let's do D10. Open that up. See if anything sets that alarm off. I mean, maybe not, because pretty sure that we would be dead. Number 1 would be good and little crispy critter at this point. So we're pretty sure that that one's okay. So we're going to close it. We're going to open up D2 and see what happens. We're going to close D4. Oh, number 1. Get out of the way. Okay. Has any... Oh, there we go. Okay, now close D2. Alright, now defense. Dead. Turn defense off. Because you don't want to forget to turn your defense off. I turn it on when something's in there to die, and then I turn it off. Generally, I might leave it on if I'm leaving and I know that I'm not going through that room to leave, but that defense will kill you dead. Dead. Alright, so we've done good there. Let's open up D7 and D8. Now we might be waiting a little bit for this, because they have to travel through 2 rooms. They might decide to go back into the other room first. You just never know about these little monsters on how they're really going to behave. So let's assume he's already walked out there, and let's close D7. And now he's only got 1 option. If he was in there, he would be walking into R4 pretty soon. And we'd know it. See, the little yellow flashy deal, that thing is all about not knowing what's really there. Okay, so as you can see, even if nothing's there, there might be something there, there might not be something there. But the green means that was a conclusive scan, that there's nothing in that room. And a red is a conclusive scan. And either conclusive scan, if it changes, it'll change. You know, you'll know if something walks in there or something walks out. You'll know that things have changed. So, did we do D2? I think we did. Let's open up D7 again. Just make it a big, massive mess of everything. And we want to go ahead and turn on the defense just because? No. And this is where, you know, sometimes you gotta know when to do stuff and know when to not do stuff, and that's the tricky part. So close the door behind you. Go D3 because we think that we're good here anyway. Yes. Okay. That there's more there's another room on the other side, but we can't get through there. Now pry, if we could pry the door open, but I don't like to do that. It's not good to do that, because then you can't close it. If like something's in there, then you either got to kill it right then if you're armed, which we aren't, or you have to die, you know. And there's no closing the door. You can't run back in and close the door. It's going to follow you all the way wherever it can go. So right now, we're going to say it is okay. The defenses are off. So let's go D10. That's nice. What do we do? Oh, yeah, gather. What's the button to hit? Oh, gather all. There's 3. That's good. We like it when we get a lot of scrap, because scrap is key. Whoa. Whoa. This is just a great big open nightmare, isn't it? What's the status of this place? Infestation type 1. We've killed 1 dude or 2 dudes? I think just 1 dude. Okay, so anyway, this is taking longer because I'm being a big chicken. What can we scan anyway in here? No. Okay, so we're just going to say search the world over. Thought we found true love. We did find some fuel. Alright, gather all. Back. Words. Words must go. Page. That's why it takes me so long, because I'll be oh, backspace. Oh. Because my spelling in my brain is different from the one that's in everybody else's brain. Okay. Go up here. This is a little bit risky. I mean, with all that big wide open, you never know. He may have just been wandering between the 3 rooms that can kill us. Okay, that's the one we've already stole his stuff. So is that it? That's the whole thing? Alright, gather up. And let's go ahead and get the heck out of Dodge. Open up D5. And everybody bail. I think we didn't get to scan all the rooms, but we got to enter all the rooms, right? Yeah, they're all entered. Okay, exit. Now, let's see what we would get if we did a commandeer. It holds 65 scrap. It has the same amount of fuel, but it has 0 ship upgrades. And while we don't have any ship upgrades yet, we might. So we're going to go ahead and escape, and we're just going to exit. We thought about commandeering the vessel. We decided against it. So we got 12 scrap, which is awesome. We've survived for 3 days. We got both a P fuel and a J fuel, so we're doing good. Now the P fuel is for local system travel, and the J fuel is for jumping between galaxies. And that is, jumping between galaxies is no joke, and we got that gathered. So now let's go to our drone config, tell Wally, say, Wally, you get rid of that gather. You don't need another one, you don't need 2, but it's really awesome to have 1 in reserve, because then we know that we're going to be good. We used motion sensor 1 time in that whole thing, and we didn't move the drone afterwards. That is an effective use of your resources. You use 1 thing 1 time, you're able to do an entire ship with it because of motion and interface. So we got lucky with those 2 in that one. So that's good for that. Did we get any ship configuration? No. We didn't get any good stuff. Did we get any? Do we need to mess with modifications? How are these doing? Everything is looking good. Pry isn't looking that great, but nothing is in serious need of repair. We don't need to build anything, so let's get on going. Okay, now down. Do we want to go here or here? We're going to go to both, so it doesn't really matter. 35, 35, 50. That's a barge. That's a salvage. Let's hit up this one. We'll be fine. Let's go get them. Right? Right. We're gonna go get them. Unknown derelict. Infestation type 1. Salvage. The name is the Sticks. Awesome. Come sail away. Come sail away. Come sail away with me. Yeah. And begin. Scrap capacity is only 35, but most of the time, you know, we have to be lucky to get, you know, up to that much. You know, 50. It's kind of more than we really need. So we're gonna try to hurry up on this one. We're gonna take our time and be efficient. So we have looked all over. Okay, that's all that's in there. We're gonna gather all. We're gonna get, well, there's only one, so we're gonna gather it. Then we're going to, hello Wally. How are you, my friend? Are you working well? Hello Wally, my old friend. Okay, gather. Alright, and let's look in here. What do we got? We got another power thing to go down that way. So let's bring 3 out. We do not have a terminal in here, or an interface. So I'll close A1 just to make sure. And let's see, what do we want to do with number 3? I want a motion sensor. What's motion sensor here? Okay, so now we know that R4 has a boogeyman in it. So let's open up D5. We were very, very lucky and got all the sensor that we needed. Everybody's green. Okay, D5, close that. And now we'll open up D8. And we'll take number 1 in to see what's in here. Oh, a drone. Beautiful. How lovely is that? 1 Wally. Swap them. What do you got? Ooh, you have a sensor. Oh, that's so awesome. Yes. That's a very happy Brad right there. Okay. And now we need, are you tow? You are. Okay, so tow. Now N1 to R1. A door closed is blocking. Good, good. So what do we, which one is it? D9 and A1. And now here we'll go. Close D9 just to be on the safe side. Number 1. Untow. Wally's going to be busy. He's going to be our busy beaver. Okay. So now close D8. Right. Okay. Let's close D10 just for our own sanity's sake, and let's open back up D5 and get Bad Monster back into room 4, which we just stole the drone out of. And now he's like, hey, where did my drone go? I ate that thing fair and square. I'm gonna go past here, up here at D4, open up D4, and we're gonna Wally on in there, and D4. Ooh, and this is where the good stuff was. Alright, so now we can safely say gather all, as long as we type things, gather all. Okay, we got a propulsion fuel, which is not bad. So now, how do we want to do this? We want to bring one, let's just say N1, R2, get him in there, close D4, and open up D3. And see, this is how we do it. We've got a lot of green to scan with, and so we want to use that to our best advantage that we can. We don't have anything to kill them with yet, but that may change. That may change, you know, rapidly. You never know. Now, if you ever find a console or an interface in a room that has a defense turret in it as well, and the option to turn that defense turret on, don't do it. It will kill you. You have to have a terminal in one room and the defense turret in another for it to be happy. So I think we're okay in D3, so we're going to go ahead and open up D4 and then get number 1. We're going to keep D4 typed in just in case all of a sudden that sensor tweaks unexpectedly, because you got to be careful. You never know what you're getting into. There's the other airlock. There's all the way down to the bottom thing. Alright. But nothing to kill them with. Alright, so we're going to gather all. D4. Oh no. Gather all. I had D4 prepped, and I typed it, so it'll happen. Okay, so now this doesn't have any ship upgrades, so we don't have any ship upgrades either, but we'd really like to have at least the option. So if we find a ship that's completely a mess out there to swap with that has some ship upgrades, or then we can bring them onto ours and not have to worry about it. So we're going to N1 to R2. I don't know if I'm making any sense to anybody out there in the world. I'm speaking from a place where I don't know if I'm making sense at this point, but that's okay, because who needs to make sense in this modern day and age? I've got an idea, and it may not be the best idea, but it's an idea. We've searched all the rooms now. We're going to see what commandeering this thing would get us. Okay, D7, and now we're going to say A2, and it's going to say door is not powered. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. So we would have to move. Okay, let's do it too. I got you. I know what you mean. I did it, didn't I? Oh, how dumb. How dumb. Jan. Hey, silly. You got to open the door to the room if that's what you want to do. Okay. If you want to get rid of the power, you have to first open the door and get on the flow. Okay, so now 2. Once again, we've done this with one motion, which I'm pretty proud of. Door 10 is not powered, that's fine, because we're about to power it. Jen. Okay, now we're going to A2. Yep, I know. And they're serious. They say, warning, opening an airlock will depressurize the room. Unsecured contents will be evacuated to space. When they say that, they aren't just whistling Dixie. That's the only warning that you get. So if you mess up again, A2, before it gets radiated. Now, So now we can probably commandeer. Yeah, but if you are, yeah, we don't want this one. Yeah, it's less same. Okay, so we're going to escape, and we're going to say end, because we are done in here. D10. Oh yeah, end. D10. It's fine. He couldn't do anything until D10 was moving anyway. So okay, A1. And we don't have to close that. It will close it when I type exit. But man, something about, you know, just saying leave without closing the airlock manually, making sure that that airlock is closed. It just seems like a bad idea. And of all the ways to die, I've died in some pretty stupid ways. Like I was saying, they only give you one warning. I meant to type dock A2 because all my dudes were waiting there, and I just typed A2 and it opened the airlock, and guess who went flying out into space? Everybody. So there you have it. Don't do that. And that is going to wrap it up for this episode, the first episode of Duskers. I hope you like it as much as I do. It gets very difficult, and this first one, I've got some experience with it now, so other than the typing part, I may have made it seem pretty easy, but it's very tricky. One false move and everything goes south. That's just the whole thing is, you know, one open door that you either didn't mean to open or you forgot to close when you went in someplace can just totally, oh, there you go, oh, everybody sucked out in space, oh, there you go, everybody got hit by a meteor because you didn't get out of that room when it told you to. That's the way it is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then like it, and I will catch y'all on the spatula side. Peace.